Yo, this is Koke and I'm here with ILikeItALot.com. You know it is. Holler at your damn boy, Ayo Day. Bam, bam,
In the
bam.
nighttime plays the sweetest tune you'll ever hear. A melody that brings me to my knees. And the wind is wild and knocks me down to whisper in my ear. Your time is coming. My time is coming.
I love it here, man. I love London. London is becoming my second home, slowly but surely. I'm from New York, so every time I come here, it's a warm welcome.
Obviously, we both Rock Nation, and we're both at similar points in our career where we've been grinding for a long time and just about to more or less
Blow up.
yeah, kind of thing. You get me? And yeah, and obviously the song is like it's got a 90s feel, very soulful, and Bridget suits that perfectly.
It was really a dope opportunity to fuse R&B and hip hop, which I feel like really is missing in music now. It's just really, everything is so separate. It's either you're a singer or you're a rapper, or you're in a band, or you're doing electronic music, or house, or whatever, dubstep. Like, everybody's got their own lane. Nobody wants to come together and like fuse it, which is so weird because nowadays people who are fans of music, who buy music, love and listen to all that anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love R&B. I make R&B music, but I'm still gonna buy a hip hop record. I'm still gonna go and listen to dubstep. I'm still gonna be intimate. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get into a Major Lazer concert. Like, it's always going to be that when you're an artist, you're a fan of everything. And I felt like this was such a dope opportunity for Koke and myself to really bring both amazing qualities of our own music together. The whole point of the video was to really just touch on bits and pieces of Koke's past and really tell the story from then until now, and how far he's come, how far we've come as artists, as people. You know what I mean? From starting from having nothing to now being in a place where you have support and you have the comfort that you need and the really the bread that you need to make it through.
We had a suit on, but also we had like flashbacks. So we had the suit, and we had flashbacks to like prison wear, then we had flashbacks to road wear, and it was just trying to get every element of where man's come from and to where man is now, kind of thing, and what's about to happen.
Upon getting to the mansion that we shot at, it was in the English countryside, which I fell in love with, and I've now decided that if I'm ever lucky enough to bless a man and be his wife, we're gonna get married in the English countryside because it's off the chain. Most beautiful landscape I have ever seen. When Koke showed up in the suit to shut everybody down.
Whoever would have thought I could achieve this? Bet my teachers didn't middle fingers when I see miss 58 long legs, Stonebridge Estate. I was on the blocks posted for most of my days. Sizzler, Conway, Wells and the man them, beating off the wall, making rhythms with our hand them, running from the law, trying to push away the hand tick, distributing rockers, being point where for damn fair.
For me, like as long as the visuals get across whatever's going on in the record, I'll be happy. You get me? As long as the visuals match everything that's going on in that record, I'll be happy.
I just get excited about the art expansion part of it. So I don't see things in a visual way. I'm a performance artist. I think they're very different platforms. I think visual artists see things very differently. So I like to collaborate with directors and people that kind of can paint a picture. I've already painted a picture in the song. The song is one separate picture. So to collaborate with a director and have them kind of put their spin on it and interpret it, I think is a lot of fun. It's a great experience. It's exciting.
Faster than they ever did, and the sun is burning hotter than it has before, and the moon is closer to my reach than it has ever been. My time is coming.
Alright,
I went to performing arts high school, and that really fueled the fire for me. I really wanted to be a voice for a lot of women, a lot of girls. I felt like as a kid I gravitated towards really powerful voices like Mariah Carey and Brandy, Whitney Houston, and I felt like they just really struck a chord emotionally with people, and I wanted to have that same effect and also be able to tell my story. You know what I mean? I think I try to take things from a different perspective and definitely speak for women who really have no filter.
Yo, everyday life, everyday experiences, or my music in general is just stuff that I go through, been through, hear, see, feel, all that kind of thing. I'll be honest, you see, the time when I made Pure Coke Volume 1, I was really going through the motions. I was really in it. I was living that life there and then, innit? Like, so, and that's what it was for me with Pure Coke Volume 1. I was in the road. I was good, had road beef. I had money issues. I had babe mother drama. I had any kind of problem you can think about it. I was probably going through it at that time. You get me? And that's what the outcome was of it. You get me? I just speak on how I feel. It wouldn't make sense doing music any other way. I couldn't spit something I don't live. I couldn't spit something I don't feel. It just wouldn't make sense. I couldn't do it. You get me? So it's everything for me. You get me? Because music's like therapy for me. So it's everything for sure.
Look, it was all a dream. Now they got me up in that magazine. From the block to the rock, no scatty themes. When my mixtape dropped, I had the effing streets. Now I get paid what to write a fresh 16.
For me, it was probably like, what, 2.5 years ago now, maybe? I think at the time they came over here, they was looking for artists, and I think everywhere they went in the UK and they was asking who's popping over here. It was just me that was popping up every time. So I was currently about to sign something, and then I had a conversation with Ty on the phone, and he was like, yo, don't sign nothing, I'm coming over there in like 2 weeks. And then I didn't end up signing. I waited, Ty came over, and everything just made sense after that, and here I am.
I was actually the first person signed to Rock Nation when Rock Nation started about 5 years ago, and they were like trying to get everything together. It was still just a really small music company. They weren't doing management and publishing, and I didn't really know what their agenda was at the time, but I knew that my manager had interned at Def Jam. He was working at Def Jam at the time, while at the same time Jay was there. And when they left, we had already been recording a bunch of records, and we already kind of had the right avenue and knew who to send them to. So we sent some of the records over to Jay Brown, who I call one of the gatekeepers, one of the gatekeepers of the rock. And he was really impressed. And we took a meeting and went to the studio, and he just kind of threw me in the booth and like was just like, okay, just go sing. And I literally sang for about 45 minutes. I just freestyled off the top of my head, made stuff up, sang cover songs, like just kept singing. And I was like, am I done? He was like, nah, keep going. And I just kept singing. And to this day, he still has that audio clip and plays it back for me sometimes. But it definitely was, it was really exciting. It was really exciting for me. I knew the rock was where I wanted to be. As
everyone knows, like, I got nicked 3 months after I signed my deal and went to prison for like 7.5 months. And I've come out, and there's been no pressure to do this and do that, and I've kind of more or less been able to just get back to my normal self and do what I need to do in order to proceed and do what I'm doing now. So I'm comfortable and I'm happy, and yeah, I'm just ready to get it cracking.
I made something out of nothing, coming from the bottom where we gotta get it popping. It really ain't a problem if the dude you only up to. I really ain't discussing what we do to get the dough in.
I wanted to talk about some things I knew were going to be a little provocative, if you will. I don't like to call it rebellious, because I feel like it's a word that gets thrown around a little too loosely. But I definitely think I've taken on a different perspective, and I've made it a point to make records that talk about things that a lot of girls don't want to say, but they definitely feel. And Every Girl, the song, I named the EP Every Girl because my song Every Girl was about killing all the women that were in my man's past. Essentially, it was just like every chick that he's ever been with and or whatever has come up, and I'm like, I gotta put these chicks in body bags now. Now you making me go crazy. But really, the overall feel of my EP was just kind of like, yo, these are things that women actually think about. I picked records that I felt were strong records that would, I don't want to say shock value, but that would definitely get people's attention and catch people's eye. I just felt like I needed to put out a project that was going to let people get just a completely unvarnished look at who I was as a person before putting an album out. Because it's different for a singer. For a singer, you can pretty much sing anything. You're handed songs sometimes and you can sound amazing on them, but they don't always necessarily have the same emotional value. And I felt like these were songs I put together that I thought were really telling of my story and my feelings on just relationships in general. And some of them were lighthearted. I have a song called In the Morning that's about a drunk dial, but it's not a drunk dial that's like the typical crybaby, like, oh my God, I miss you. It's really like, look here, fool, I miss you, I love you, and that's all I'm gonna say, and we're gonna pretend this conversation did not happen in the morning. Like, it's really pride and ego driven, and I'm a woman who's got a lot of pride, so I just feel like a lot of women feel the way I feel and they think the way I think, but they just don't have the balls to say it. So that's really where I feel like I come in. That's my lane.
I ain't perfect's the motto, the theme is all I am. And yeah, the album, I don't know, as you know, if you listen to my music, everything I more or less talk about is deep, and I'm probably digged in a little bit more deeper for the album. And yeah, and that's more or less the direction I've headed in, so just have to wait and see how it goes.
The album has taken a very soulful direction, and I'm talking about a specific relationship that I went through that really broke me down for a long time. And so, it's the only reason I think it's going to be different from every other R&B album that I've been hearing is the fact that I'm not really into male bashing. And I think that's like the typical thing to do as an R&B singer is come out and talk about how much you hate men and men suck and no one has, all men cheat and lie. And I don't feel that way at all. I definitely am a lover of love, and I'm always hopeful and optimistic. But sometimes I feel like you got to live through some stuff before you can actually finish telling the story. And so the EP was just sort of my way of testing the waters and trying to see what people were responding to and loving the most. And that really helped me kind of formulate what else I wanted to say to close out the album.
See, with me as well, like Pure Coke Volume 1 and 2, I more or less treated like albums. Like I made loads of songs, and enough songs didn't make the mixtape.
Right.
You get me? And all the songs that didn't make the mixtape, and 1 and 2 ended up going on free.
That happens a lot with albums. You record records that you are either attached to or that you just feel don't fit. There's a lot of records I've cut that I'm like, damn, I really love that, but I can't talk about that yet. I gotta wait for the next project. You got a tweet today. You haven't tweeted today, and I'm like, oh, okay, I forget. Got an Instagram. Okay, selfie in the car. I forget. You know what I mean? It's hard. We're really busy, and sometimes you get sort of caught up in the motion of things. Like today's just been a nonstop date for both of us. For the last 2 days, actually, between prepping the video, then actually shooting the video, and then, you know what I mean, doing press, doing promo, doing performances, doing, interviews. It's been a lot, but I have to. I'm going to tweet today. I'm going to tweet. But you can find me on Twitter. When I do tweet, I think I say some funny things sometimes. So I've been told.
And my Twitter is at KokeUSG. My Facebook is at KokeUSG. My Instagram is at KokeUSG. My Kik is at KokeUSG. And you can subscribe to the YouTube channel at youtube.com/KCokeTV. I've been practicing.
And the nighttime plays the sweetest tune you'll ever hear. A melody that brings me to my knees. And the wind is wild and knocks me down to whisper in my ear, your time is coming, my time is coming.
What's going on, y'all? It's Bridget Kelly, and you are tuning into the I Like It A Lot blog.com.